Hi guys, my name is Valerie and this is a channel about America. In this video I want to share with you tips on how to get your F1 visa. I want to tell you about which paperwork you need to get ready and how to answer questions which you might be asked in the embassy. So if you want to know how to answer the most popular and the most common questions during the visa interview, keep on watching. So in general, the whole process of getting F1 visa, I would divide into two parts. The first one is the preparation and the second one is an actual interview. So before you go to an embassy and you get your visa interview, you need to get some paperwork ready. The most important part of that is to get your Form I-20. Form I-20 is issued by the institution where you're going to study after you apply and you get accepted to that institution. So for example, if you're going to study in a college, in a community college, you apply there, and if you get accepted, they issue Form I-20. Usually before the COVID started, these forms would be delivered to you by mail, so it would take you up to like 1 or 2 weeks to get it delivered. But now, due to COVID, all these forms are being delivered by email, so it takes like 1-2 days, maybe up to like 5 days to get your Form I-20 ready, which makes the whole process easier. A lot of students are concerned now if you can actually bring to the embassy printed form. You get it via email and you print it, and is it like legit or something? But actually yes, it is, because now that's the only option how you get your Form I-20 in some schools, because some schools still sending it via mail, but some sending it via email. So those who send your Form I-20 via email, you can easily just print it out, sign it, because it also requires to have your signature on it, and bring it to you in embassy. But just make sure that you print it in color. I already have a video on my channel how to get Form I-20 in a community college, so if you haven't seen that yet, go and check that out. So the next step after you receive your Form I-20 is to pay your Sevis fee. Sevis fee is a fee which each international student has to pay. That's a database with all non-immigrants who come into United States via SEVP program, Student Exchange Visitor Program. So you're required to pay that fee like 100%. Sevis fee for F1 students now is $350. It used to be $260, I guess, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, but prices have changed, unfortunately. So yeah, definitely those $350 you will have to pay. It's super easy to pay that fee. You can just go on that website. The website also be included in the description to this video, and you enter your I-20 details, your personal information like your first name, last name, and you just pay it, and you're good to go. As soon as you finish with this step, now you can go ahead and move to the embassy website. That's probably the most complicated and kind of scary thing, because now you're gonna have to fill out your form DS-160. Long form with lots of details about you and your family and your connections with the United States, your previous trips to United States. I personally was freaking out when I was filling it out, because I would double check, triple check, I don't know, million times check every single page, because I was so afraid to make a mistake, because I was filling out this form on my own, like no one helped me, and yeah, I was super afraid of making any mistakes. But honestly, that's all your personal information, right? So that's so hard to mess up there. So what do? You go to your embassy website in your country, you find the article. There are always articles about how to get F1 visa, and it will link you right to the DS form. So you're gonna create your account and you're gonna fill out DS-160 form. Long form, so be ready, like take your time, get all your documents with you, like your foreign passports, your information about your previous travels to the United States, the information about where your parents were born, the information about which school did you go to. Make sure to translate it all in English. So yeah, take your time, do not be in rush. Make sure that you have like 1 or 2 hours free so you can fill it out, because I have a friend who've been filing this form recently and the site was just a mess. It would just shut down again and again, and it took him like up to 4 hours, I guess, or maybe 5 hours to fill out that form. So make sure you do have time for that, because I think once you're ready you should like sit and complete it in one breath, not to split it on several days or something. So as soon as you fill out your form DS-160, you have to go and pay your fees for the visa interview. Usually there are some certain banks in your country which accepts those payments, so you can easily figure it out where to go to pay for your visa interview by just googling it, like which banks accept visa interviews fees, or it also will be mentioned on your embassy website. So you go to the bank, you pay off your visa application fee, and now it's time to pick a date for the interview. Now with COVID situation, everything is a little bit messed up. I have a video on my channel about what have changed for F1 students since COVID started. Make sure you watch that because there are a lot of important information. But here I'll just say that now you have to plan your visit to embassy in advance. So I would definitely not pick a date for my education in a month, because there are like low chances that you'll get your visa interview within a month period, yeah, because some visa interviews will be available only in a month or in like 2 months, because embassies are working like in a slow motion right now. So you need to plan your visit to the embassy in advance. And for example, if now what is it, June has started and you're planning to go to school in fall, that's fine. Like you have 3 months. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get your visa interview within these 3 months. But definitely when you register on the embassy website and you create your account and you can see all dates available for the interviews, I would pick the closest date possible, because I wouldn't want to know that I have my visa like as earliest as I can. Unfortunately, you're not able to see the available dates for the interview before all those steps, so you definitely have to get your Form I-20, you have to pay Sevis, you have to fill out Form DS-160, you have to pay your visa application fee, and only after that you can register for your actual interview. All those steps in that order, and do not mix that up. I mean, that's impossible to mix that up because you cannot do any other step before you did the previous one. Okay, so we are moving forward to the next part, to the actual interview part. So as soon as you've done all those steps which I described before, now you actually go into the embassy. You need to make sure that you have the whole package with your documents with you, because the officer may ask you for lots of paperwork. And I'm gonna tell you which documents are those. So first of all, you definitely have to bring your foreign valid passport, which is still working. You also have to bring your Form I-20 because you're applying for F1 visa. F1 is the most important document for F1 students. You have to bring photos for your future visa. I would go to a place where they make professional photos for documents, and I would tell them that I need a photo for the United States visa. Those people who work there, they should know the dimensions. They're usually 5 by 5 centimeters, but what I did, I actually took the photo in front of my white fridge. Yeah, and I just cropped it in Photoshop and it worked perfectly well, and I also saved some money. But if you're worried about making the photo right and about taking the photo right, yeah, just go ahead and ask a professional to do that. You also need to bring the receipt which says that you have paid your visa application fee, and you need to bring the bank statement. What is a bank statement? As you know, to get even your Form I-20, you need to provide your institution a bank statement which says that you have enough money, or probably your parents or your sponsor has enough money on his or her account to pay off your education. Usually the amount of money is stated on your Form I-20, and also when you're trying to apply for a college or for university or for English school, they will tell you how much money you need to show on your bank account. So it's not like I'm trying to guess, like, okay, maybe 10,000 is enough, let's hope that that's enough. No, you definitely know the number, you know how much dollars you need to have on your bank account. So at first you show that bank statement to your college, to your university, to your school when you're applying there, and the second time you show this bank statement is when you go to your visa interview. It also needs to be an original bank statement which says that your sponsor or your parent or your relative or whoever has the needed amount of money on their bank account. I also heard that it might make sense to bring your university diploma if you graduated from one in your country, or any other certificates which you received, just to show that you are, I don't know, knowledgeable and professional or something, you know, show your achievements. But I wasn't asked to show that, and I didn't hear that anyone else was asked to show those paperworks, but I don't know, maybe just in case I would bring them with me too. I would also include there some recommendation letters, for example, from your teachers or maybe from your employer if you already have one, because you never know what the council might ask you. And guys, here I am again. If you like the video and you think that information that I'm telling here is useful, please click the like button. That's really important for the way YouTube promotes my video. Okay, so we have all paperwork needed. We got our paperwork pile with us. We are here in the embassy now. Let's get ready to answer those questions. What are the most common questions which an officer asks during F1 visa interview? First of all is, why did you choose this city? Why did you choose this state? Why did you choose United States? Why didn't you go to Canada or to some country in Europe? You need to be ready to answer those questions. Another thing is, why did you choose this institution? Why did you decide to go to college, not to university? Or why did you pick exactly this college? Because there are like several in that city. You need to be ready to answer those questions as well. Another question is, why did you pick that program? Why are you interested in that program? What I was personally asked during my interview is, why do you need to go to America and to study in college if you already graduated from the university in your country? Because that was the summer when I got my bachelor degree in sociology in Kiev, Ukraine, and at the end of that summer I was planning to go to college in America. So why did I answer to that question? So I said that 100% my education in sociology is gonna bring me like lots of benefits in my future career, but I also wanted to get some management skills because I really wanted to be a project manager. And in sociology there are a lot of opportunities to be a project manager because, I don't know, even making a research, you can be a manager of the research, right? So I said that I really wanted to gain those skills. That's why I was applying to college on a project management degree, and I really wanted to feel more competitive relatively to other people who are looking for a job in Ukraine. Because trust me, when you get an education in America and after you're going back to Ukraine, you're like a head above other people who are looking for jobs, because you have your English skills, you have your education from America once again, and also after graduating from college you get a OPT, so like 1 year of professional experience, which would bring me like 1 year of American professional experience, which would also give me lots of benefits relatively to other candidates who are applying and looking for the same jobs as I do. You also might be asked what your plans are after graduating. So you actually need to have like a plan of what are you planning to do with that education. As I said earlier, my plan was to go back to my country and kick asses of other employers who were looking for jobs. Well, yeah, not lying. I'm like at 100% sure that an officer will ask you a question about your bank statement, like who is paying for your education. In my case, it was my uncle. We like super close, and he agreed to pay for my education, and he had enough money to do that, so it was bank statement from his bank account. And that's what I told to the officer, that most of the part of my education is being paid by my uncle, but I also had some savings since my previous trips to United States as J1 student. We are work and travel program, so I kind of saved some thousands from there too, and I'm kind of make a little contribution to my education as well. But here I don't think you need to come up with something crazy or ridiculous, just being honest, because definitely if you have money on bank account, those money belong to someone. The only advice over here is probably not to show that amount of money on your personal account, especially if you're young. So for example, you're just 20 years old or you're 17 years old and you want to apply to a community college, and out of no way you like have $20,000 in your bank account. An officer might be curious, why do you actually need to go and study somewhere else if you're already rich enough, like you managed to make so much money in your country? So I would probably use the bank account from one of your sponsor, relative, father, mother, sister, even, that might work. And it also might be your sponsor, because I know that people are looking for sponsors who wanna pay for them, but You also need to explain why would a person who is not like super close to you pay that much money for you. Maybe that's in his professional interest, maybe that's your future employer who is really interested in hiring you or having you in a higher position. That's why they want to pay for your education, so you can get an upgrade of your brain. That also might be a deal. Coming back to the question, why did you choose United States, why did you choose this country and this college, I want to share with you my answers. So I said that I chose United States because I've been here before, I know the culture, and I wouldn't get a culture shock of living here for 3 years, because 3 years is a long period of time. It's not a couple months when you just stay here for a summer and come back. It's an actual 3 years, which a lot. You basically built in kind of a new life here. So that was important for me because I wanted to make sure that I will feel comfortable in the country. And I also said that I was considering some colleges in Great Britain, but those are crazy expensive, so I just wouldn't be able to afford those. I said that I chose Seattle basically because of the nature and the future professional opportunities, because Seattle has headquarters of Amazon, has headquarters of Starbucks, Microsoft, and I really would want to try to get an internship in one of those major businesses. And also I said that I've been in Illinois before, I've been in New York, and I've been in California, and I mean, those were not the perfect states for me. I didn't really like Chicago. New York was too busy, too crowded, too noisy, and California is just too hot. And here, Seattle brings you the nature, brings you hiking, and I'm super active person, so I would love to go on a hike while I have my vacations or on weekends, and that's what actually I was doing here for the 3 years. So yeah, those kind of were my reasons why I chose to come in this area. And I also explained how did I choose this college. I said that that was the only college in the area which I had project management degree, and that's what I was looking for. So yeah, easy breezy. Okay, and at the end, just from my personal experience, I want to say that it's not that complicated to get F1 visa, because first of all, it's considered to be a non-immigration visa, and the second reason is that you're bringing money to the country. You're going to study in a community college, you bring $10,000 per year paying for your education, and if you do not know, international students are paying 2 or 3 times more than locals do. So America is interested in having international students here, and I'm super sure that then COVID started and then people were not coming here. That was a big deal for the United States, because I don't know, they might have lost a lot of money. So just be brave, just go there and get your visa, because you know that you want to study in America, you want to have a great job, and you want to achieve success. So that was my video about F1 visa. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was useful. If you did, go ahead and click the like button. Any questions, ask in comments, and as always, I wish you have a good day or a good night. Bye.